Hey guys, so I wanted to have a little hot take on Disney for you guys. So I was like just chilling one day and I was like, what is up with Disney? Because they have not been doing so hot lately, the core business. Sure, they've been raking in money, but their films haven't been getting a whole lot of coverage compared to how it used to be when they had all the princess movies and all that, and even Frozen. So I wanted to talk a little bit about why I think the issues are, and I just wanted to really talk about this and get my opinion out in the world, you know? So let's start. So, here is a very true opinion I have. I think the last good, publicity-wise movie Disney has had, the core industry, I'm not talking about the assets they bought like Marvel or Pixar or Lucasfilms. I'm talking about the Walt Disney Company, the film company that is shown before all their films. And I genuinely think the last successful publicity wise and true box office wise movie they've had that is what I think Disney really is about is Frozen. And that came out a while back. I'll have a date up here to tell you when, but that's insane. Because Frozen's the last true Disney movie that's not like a sequel or a remake. And that did well publicity-wise. I'm not talking about Nutcrackers and the Four Realms or whatever it's called, because that did not get the best coverage. Or A Wrinkle in Time. But Frozen. Frozen! And they're actually coming with the sequel, but it's really interesting to look at that. Because it really makes you think, what is happening with the company? And right when I thought that, I decided to look in a little bit and look at their films recently and stuff and see if I could find maybe a little thing that would stand out for me. And I did. And I want to share that. So it's really interesting to look at this because the pattern I found was that really since the last largely publicized movie that truly fits Disney, it has just been sequels and reboots and reboots and reboots that when they were publicized, it just was like no one looked at it. And it's kind of sad, honestly, because the one recent one that stands out, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. It came out, it got a little bit of reception, but then no one talked about it. That doesn't happen with Disney movies. It's mind-boggling that they aren't getting talked about as much. It's crazy. But genuinely, I feel like Disney is slacking. Because when you look at these, it's literally their upcoming films are all reboots. That's sad. You got Aladdin, which is getting bad publicity as it is, for the horrible effects on the genie. And why would you remake that? It's a classic. It's gonna, people are gonna hate on it. It's not, we'll see when it comes out, I don't have high hopes for it. And a lot of people don't. And yes, it gets publicity, but not good publicity for Disney. Why are you doing this? And then you're doing Mulan 2, that's coming out in 2020. And you're also doing, The Lion King, which is literally the one movie that Disney should never remake. Because everyone thinks The Lion King is a classic. Why would you make a new one? It makes no sense to me. It makes zero sense to me. And then you have Dumbo coming, which is coming out really soon. And No one's talking about it. Why? It's insane to even think about, because so many Disney movies used to get talked about, like Princess and the Frog, Frozen. Like, they got talked about when they came out. And those are like more like 2000s movies and 2010 movies that came out that really show that. And even Wreck-It Ralph, when it came out, it's a Disney movie. And it got talked about so much. It created so much discussion. Where these movies aren't creating a single piece of discussion in the movie, like, community. It is insane. Disney, sure, it's a juggernaut. I will always agree with that. But the way it's going right now, they're just doing reboots on things people talked about a while back, and it's never getting covered. Sure, I have hopes for Lion King. Jon Favreau is attached, and he's good. Donald Glover, great voice. Like, they have a pretty stacked voice cast, I'm not gonna lie. But still, remaking that classic that everyone's like, you should never recreate The Lion King. No. And you do it. Disney has this issue of not listening to the fans as much. This is just my opinion again. They don't listen to the fans. We want a Boba Fett movie. We don't get it. We want Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, we're gonna make Christopher Robin instead. They don't listen to the fans. And that is huge for them, because they're going to be losing this fan base. Look what they're doing to Star Wars. They're creating a divide that literally, it's so damaging. And it ticks me off seeing them do like these remakes of like Dumbo and Aladdin and Lion King and Mulan. Like, they're planning to do them all. It really ticks me off to see that, because literally their old ones are classics. Why are you remaking these? You want money. That's all you want, Disney. Why would you do this otherwise? Create the originals that you guys used to do. You're so creative. Literally, all those Disney princess movies, sure, I'm not a huge fan of them, but I will agree. Disney was such a creative, like, industry for making these movies. Dumbo, who would think an elephant with flying ears? Aladdin, rubbing the genie lamp, and then genie, and like, that's a whole adventure. Why are you remaking these when you can literally be coming up with these great new ideas? And they're also coming out with Frozen 2, just another sequel that they're making. And I'm genuinely, even though I am not happy they're making that, I'm excited at the same time, because I do think it'll create a discussion. Unlike these recent remakes Disney is doing in recent films they're releasing. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. It is truly crazy when they released A Wrinkle in Time. It got talked about a tiny bit before. Barely. Unlike all these other old Disney movies. Like, I know I use prime example of Frozen and Wreck-It Ralph and even The Princess Frog as the more recent ones that come off the top of my head. They had people talking before about what they're excited for and stuff. A Wrinkle in Time, no one was saying anything. They're just like, oh, it's coming out. Oh, Oprah's in it. And then when it came out, guess what? Everyone hated it. Everyone started hating on the movie. That's not good for Disney. And they don't seem to take it as a learning, like, step at all. They don't. They don't like to learn, it seems, for me. Like, I just want to see them come back to their roots of, sure, a little cheesy movie, but a creative one. Not another reboot just made for live action or another sequel. because it's heartbreaking to see it. Because Disney is setting a staple for what movies should be like. Because they are literally, they have so much control. Because now they even have Fox. Like, but, you know, yeah, that's Disney for you. We're setting such a precedent for what movies should be. And they're making an example that reboots and sequels are making money. So other companies are seeing this and like, oh yeah, we're gonna do that too. And it's damaging the current movie state. And I think Disney is really to blame for this. And another thing, when I was thinking about this and like being like, what is happening, Disney? I started thinking, the only reason I feel like they're still able to make these huge budget movies for their own company is because they own Marvel, Pixar, and Lucasfilms. 3 companies with what I would argue has some of the strongest fan bases out there. And they show up, they make money, and they are good movies. This is why I'm not pushing them with the whole Disney franchise, because those different areas, awesome movies. They make some really good movies. And it ticks me off because I want to see more Pixar movies or more Marvel movies, because what Disney is doing right now is not helping. They are really harming the current movie industry and setting the dangerous precedent for the future. So, that just, why are you making these reboots, Disney? Honestly, why? There's no reason to. Sure, make fans excited for a new redoing of it, but it's not going to be much different, is it? It's not gonna. It's Disney. They like to keep it simple, and even though it's for kids, it used to have so much enjoyment for the adults too. And now you're marketing these to adults because that's who grew up on these movies. And they're gonna see and be like, why? There's no reason to at all. And you're just gonna lead to more disappointment. So please, I am begging you, Disney, come up with some original film ideas. I know you have Artemis's Fowl coming up, and I know it's a book. It's originally a book. But I have hope for it. Because guess what? It's not a reboot, and it's not a sequel like you guys are doing now. And that's my hope. Please, please, I am hoping so much that Disney ends up coming up with much more original stuff like they did back when it was a smaller company, because I really feel like it got to their head that they're a huge company now. So yeah, guys, that's my hot take on Disney. I really am curious to see if you guys share the same frustrations I have right now with them. And I apologize if it's a jumbled mess. Just I came here and I was like, I'm gonna film it. I'm not even gonna write any bulletin points. I have to vent about it because it really angers me. But yeah, if you guys somehow enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. Haha, typical YouTuber. Or hit the subscribe button. It's free. It means a lot. And please comment below. Create a discussion about this. I want to hear your guys' takes. I really want to hear it. But yeah, guys, that's all I can think of saying right now. Thank you guys for all your support, and I'll see you next week. See you guys.